The EU has accused Donald Trump of holding a gun to its head after he failed to stamp out a future trade war, which has caused global markets to plummet, French President Emmanuel Macron claimed. EU leaders said they would negotiate with the US to resolve trade disputes, but warned that they would not be bullied by Donald Trump. Macron told a joint news conference with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, "We won't show any weakness in any sector, in any country. The EU must be united and determined. If we are attacked, we will react without weakness. We talk about everything in principle with a friendly country that respects WTO rules. Nothing should be addressed when it is with a gun to your head." Theresa May and other leaders from the bloc had expected the US president to exclude countries within the EU from tariffs on steel and aluminium in his latest business reforms. However, Mr. Trump said he was only willing to give the bloc a temporary reprieve, which will be until May 1. Mrs. May extended her stay in Brussels at an EU summit to talk about the bloc's response, amid rising fears that the US had simply delayed a trade war with Europe. The Prime Minister said, "We want to ensure that does become a permanent exemption for the European Union. The steel industry is important to the UK and I want to ensure that the steel industry and its workers are safeguarded." Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel said, "This is maybe also a way to exert a strong pressure on the European Union and to start a kind of negotiation with the type of revolver at our head." EU leaders maintain their threat, however, saying they would hit the US with countermeasures such as taxes on Levi's jeans, bourbon, and Harley-Davidson motorbikes. Global markets were heavily hit by fears that President Trump's tariffs could start a trade war. China responded to the news of the reforms by warning that, while it did not want a trade war, it was absolutely not afraid of one and fully prepared to defend its interests. Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the Hang Seng Index dropped by 2.5%. The Nikkei in Tokyo also closed down at 4.5%. This was followed by further falls in London after the FTSE 100 fell by 0.4%. In America, the Dow Jones also closed down by 1.8%. Last night, the World Trade Organization Director General Roberto Azevedo said that, by creating obstacles to international trade, would jeopardize the global economy. He said, "Disrupting trade flows will jeopardize the global economy at a time when economic recovery, though fragile, has been increasingly evident around the world."